What's up, guys? Well, just Cypher, it seems like going. Welcome. Favorite mic is working. Let me just check it. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's a high school esports league cast, guys. Apologies about the late start. We did most of the pick and ban phases as Mike wasn't picking up at first. Bit of a weird time as well for the cast, but we're here, and that's all that counts. Myself and SinisterSmiley on the cast. Sinister, do you want to run us through the pick and ban so far, dude?
Okay, well, very solid pick and bans coming through so far. Really like the Kled Yasuo and Cade ban so far. From that side is, as far as I can remember, it's boosted beyond bronze, and then the left side is JEPPE LOL. Oh, we got a Tarek pick.
That's a yikes, dude.
What do you mean? Is a yikes? It's a good one.
Okay, so we'll see what happens. So far, we've seen some interesting Tarics from the high school esports league. We've had like what was it, Taylor Blades Taric played before, which is it's something. It worked. Apparently, they won, but not the reason they won. So let's see what happens with this Taric. Dude. Hopefully, see something a little bit more meta. But
are you even wearing pants?
Should be good. Otherwise, thanks for the follow, Claymore. Zeddy, welcome to the channel, my dude. Cypher says, wish I could have played League during school times. At school instead of work. Tough cake, Cypher. Cypher, get off League, dude. You're supposed to be working. But you're gonna have the bans go through fight so far. The Volibear Blitzcrank, Yasuo, and the Brand versus the Jin, Kane, Olaf, and the Kled on the top side. We got the Misfortune locked in so far for the most likely the AD carry role. Garen in the top, Galio mid lane versus Twisted Fate mid, Sinzar jungle, and Taric in the support lane.
And I mean, it seems like a lot of these grabbing or hooking champions are taking a lot of priority. I saw the one, I can't remember if it was LEC or LCS, but I remember they left Thresh open, the one team picked Thresh, and then they actually counter-picked it with a Blitzcrank.
Okay, that's a bit of an interesting one. Like, I mean,
yeah, I think it worked out fairly well for them, actually. I just can't remember which game it was now, but I watched it like a few weeks ago.
Oh, fair enough, fair enough. I mean, Blitzcrank, Thresh both super decent in the moment, seeing as the meta is sort of like playmaking supports. Thresh, Blitzcrank, Nautilus, that kind of thing. So, Taric is it's an okay state. I mean, he's not the easiest of lanes, especially as a blind pick, but they do have the Soda Hover. Soda win rate is super good at the moment. As for the execution, not the easiest of champs to get through the laning phase with, but if you do manage to get through without hard inting, pretty free late game.
I mean, if the Taric finds a really nice, well-timed stun onto the Sonar is very easy to kill, seeing that she is pretty squishy. So she's just going to have to watch out to maybe try and sidestep those E's.
And positioning 101. Otherwise, the Ezreal lock-in as well. Not very decent at the moment. Ezreal being up there for like one of the best AD carries at the moment. Has been pretty decent for quite a while.
Yeah, I feel like this Twisted Fate might be a bit of a hit or miss. I don't know if he can maybe get his lane to shove in quite often, because it does seem like it might be a Galio mid. So if the Galio does struggle to clear faster than the Twisted Fate, and if he gets on really good roams, I do see that this Twisted Fate could be a good pick. Otherwise, I don't know if that will really work out for them. We'll have to see how they get the executioning done on that mid laner.
Yeah, I mean, Twisted Fate very much like a side lane split push. Let me just apply pressure in the side lanes and see if I can like get free objectives or even sort of like just clear waves. Not the easiest of champions when it comes to macros. So it's definitely gonna take like some mechanics or some decision making for that one. See if he's able to pull that off. Otherwise, the Warwick locked in. 2 comps are fully complete at this stage. Sinister, what are your thoughts, team? Who do you think won purely for the pick and ban phase?
Barring from the fact that I don't know how the Twisted Fate is going to work out, I really like JEPPE LOL's comp way more. I think it has really good picks, like the Israel, really strong at the moment. Jinja still very decent. Jax very good. Like if the jungler applies good pressure to the top lane, and even if he just can zone off the Jax from some farm, he wins this lane even slightly, I think the Jax is going to be really good for them. So I'm going to give this one to JEPPE.
Okay, fair enough. That's been the left side team blue. A lot of ignites coming through for that squad. No teleport decided to come even for the Jax. I'm gonna go for ignite instead of the battle sums. Compared to the Garrett teleport, the Galio teleport as well as ulti, so they're gonna have a lot more global presence despite the fact that they are playing against a Twisted Fate. I'd like to see a Hail of Blades potentially on the Sinzar, as it is pretty potent keystone department at the moment. Other than that, I mean, Wick, pretty decent. Like, he's pretty safe jungler in the sense that it's not really, like, not really possible to mess up in the jungle as you have so much lifesteal.
Actually, I just realized now. I quickly checked the VS page.
Yeah.
Blue side is actually boosted beyond bronze.
Yeah,
I don't know if
McLean
you've
just
already
mentioned in
updated that.
chat.
Sorry if
What's
you
up,
did.
McLean? Just saying that Jeppe is the team of Garen and Galio.
Yes, that is correct. I just checked the VS page.
Cool, cool, cool. So, would you mind updating the spectator scene, dude?
Sure.
Otherwise, yeah, I mean, so far, comps jungling is going to be decent. Zarvis the Warwick, Sona, and Misfortune the bot lane versus the Tariq Ezreal, Jax in the top side. Versus the Garen and Galio versus Twisted Fate in the middle lane. It's not the easiest of matchups for Twisted Fate. I mean, it's pretty easy to get all in by Galio, especially with something like a Warwick in the jungle.
Oh my wow.
I should disable event sounds. Apologies about that, guys. Basically, just the sounds that we have for subs on first message of streams would normally have it disabled for casting. So let me just quickly go disable all of those. Or SinisterSmiley's message that triggered that. Apologies for your ears, guys. It was loud. But Sinister, what are your thoughts as to who's gonna take this game, dude? It's a best of one as far as my knowledge goes. Like, as the high school esport league is generally all best of ones.
Okay, look. So honestly, I think it's not a really good start for boosted beyond bronze. Reasoning is I did see the ranks in the lobby screen. And I did see, I think it was Modern Goblin was actually plat.
Okay.
So actually really high ranking, considering that most of the high school rankings, some of them are still like really like bronze to gold, I would say. Like that's normally the skill range. And seeing like a few plats and diamonds in between is like not very often. So they have a plat, and I do like their comp way more. So in that case, I'm just gonna have to give this one to boosted beyond bronze.
Which is blue side.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. We'll see what happens, Steve. No pressure. Clearly one, what do we call it? One gem between the cold, for lack of a better expression, dude. The higher ranked player, which generally means that they should be able to carry.
I mean,
Let's see what
we've
you
seen
see.
a lot of
Carrot,
surprises in the high school league. We saw that one game which was 4v5, and the team that had 4 players was still putting up a really good fight. So you never know what you're going to see in these high school games. In my opinion, it could still go either way. It all depends. Maybe they have a lot of practice together on JEPPE side, and they have really good team synergy. And while boosted beyond bronze maybe has really good solo skill, but they don't practice together a lot. So we'll have to just see how that goes.
Fair enough, fair enough. The one is live shot for the Twitch Prime sub, dude. Welcome back. 6 months. It's gonna be the gold sheep. I like it. A lot of gold sheeps now, Sinister, not seeing.
I do believe it's 3 now, or 4 maybe. I think 3. That's the most I can remember. Me, Red Raven, Difer, and I don't know. There might be a 4th. I can't remember now.
Alpaca's going.
Oh, we've got Gun Goddess Misfortune. Oh, nice. Please take note, Sheepii. Default Taric is still better than Bloodstone Taric.
If you say so, dude. Can I agree or disagree on that one? I think I've got a Taric skin on both my accounts.
That Taric skin is so anti-Taric. It's not a Taric skin. It looks disgusting.
Well, guys, if you'd like to see more, welcome to vote on the winning side. Exclamation mark vote 0 for left side. Exclamation mark vote 1 for right. BBB and JEPPE. I believe there is another high school esports match at 5 o'clock, Sinister.
5 o'clock, sure. I can be here. I'm off today, so it doesn't matter.
Nice. Nice birthday.
Very nice. Wonder if this Jin Zhao either doesn't play Jin a lot, or if he maybe has more than one account, because I just saw that he has 5,000 mastery points on Jin, which is not quite a lot. I mean, I don't know if I'll just YOLO a champion that I don't play a lot into a competitive game. That's my opinion anyways.
Not too sure, dude. What are you commenting on that? Maybe it's maybe he's got more than one account, or potentially he's just comfortable on the pick. Some champs just gel well, I guess, but we got the form changing coming through from this fortune.
He's white. Yes. Gonna take white. Good. Okay, but they're standing a bit too long on base, and it seems like they are grouping up on blue side. They are going to group up into this bot side and maybe look for an invade here.
Do you see that target after the go for Guardian, non-halo Blades, which is a good start, dude. Otherwise, can't create choice on the top side. For the Jax, Grasp for the top lane, Garen. Just watching Dark Harvest, we got the Comet. So no, she's playing for more laning phase presence than potentially late game heals, which is an okay decision to see if you can use that to your advantage.
How are we
got
going
the
to
gems,
coordinate our
Mandy.
timing, Sheeps?
102, 103, 104.
I'm ahead of you. Should I pause at 10?
Yep. 7, 8, 9, go.
12, 13,
13, 14, perfect.
Lovely. Lovely.
Well, there's a Pixel Brush Reward coming through at 120. I like it. It's actually a very good start. Coming through for the Garen. Gonna have vision of that top side. Both junglers opting to go for a bot side start. Red buff for blue team and blue buff for red team. Flying Pig in the jungle versus NT Gamer 941. So you said that the platinum player was the Ezreal, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, as far as I can remember. I mean, this champion select was started very, very quickly.
Yeah,
But,
very abruptly.
From what I could, if I remember correctly, I do think the Israel's plat. I don't like some of the new walking styles that Riot has implemented recently. One that has really been bothering me while I'm on bot lane is Zyra. It looks,
Dude,
it doesn't
Zyra
look
stands
nice. I
straight
don't
up.
enjoy
It's
it.
like
It
a
looks very
misfortune.
stiff.
It's very much like a misfortune on the field.
The Misfortunes doesn't seem as stiff. I'm very sorry, it's not the same.
She likes struts, dude.
No, Misfortune, she uses her hips more. Like, with Zyra, she just swings her arms around while the rest of her body is static. It doesn't look good.
Very unique. That's what you expect from Plant Lady, dude.
I don't know. I might just be wrong. That's how I feel.
Otherwise, I really see a bit of CS difference between the bot lane with the Israel. See Plant 11 CS versus the 3 from Misfortune. Yeah, but the mid laners were doing pretty decently from Cynic Problem. What's up, Bacon Senpai? Welcome back, my dude. You guys just showing us now. It's currently it's game 1 and best of 1 for the High School Esports League. Bit of a earlier cast than usual, as the High School Esports League matches are at interesting times. Flashing through from Garen. Young Smith trying to walk this one off. Stunned. Not going to be the McLean, but he does drop the ignite. A lot of damage going to the tick, the top. That's going to be first blood on the top side.
I mean, this is exactly what I was talking about. Champ select, getting this Jax, even a little bit of lane pressure, winning him his lane. This is going to go a long way for them at the end of the day.
Are you expecting that late game with Jax carry, dude? Teleport for top for Garen?
No, definitely. I mean, Jax doesn't have teleport, so unfortunately he won't be able to split push and then this TP into fights to help them in team fights. So that might be a bit of a problem, but I mean, as long as he can win this laning phase really hard, that should still be fine. We'll have to see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, the ignite on Jax was very, a bit cheesy. Generally do see teleport on champs like Jax, and he does like to split push in the late game especially. So he needs to use that to his advantage, which he just did there. Very nice gank coming through from Flying Pig in the early game, so he managed to get a very early kill on Jax, where he does struggle with laning phase. So I'm glad to see that it's actually starting to work. As to whether it's going to pay off or not, we'll have to see. Only time will tell. On the mid lane, 22 to 24 CS, pretty even. So they're giving some ching to the Ezreal, dropping that clap down. Well, it's currently 4 minutes 30 seconds in, 5.8 or 5.9 to 7.3k gold in favor of blue side. But Coley Bacon, welcome back, my dude. What's up? How's it good?
Ooh, really good
On the boss
stun,
side,
actually.
Ignite's coming through, taking will be enough. I don't think it is. The last key not going to connect, unfortunately. No finish off for the Modern Goblin 107.
So we see that Jinja at the moment is in the bottom side here. They have a lot of lane priority. I want to see them actually maybe shove this wave in and go and get this Infernal Drake really early on.
As well, just currently catching the mid lane CS. Pink's coming down, somewhere he's parking. Potentially looking for bot side ganks in. Ends up putting down a bit of aggressive ward in the enemy side jungle, trying to spot out the ward before he does gank. Both level 3 and 4 at this point, meaning that they shouldn't be too much pressure on Warwick just yet, as he is more of a level 6 or post level 6 ganker. Massive damage on the top side. McLean not quite pulling enough to get the kill there.
I'm not 100% sure who is like the shot caller slash person who likes to monitor the map on red side for JEPPE, but really good ping actually from them. That kind of ping showing that the potential path the jungle is going to take, and I mean the ping was actually spot on. Warwick going exactly where they pinged him to be, and maybe coming pot after that. So I really like that kind of communication coming from JEPPE. Good to see that actually.
There's McLean on something to do some turret damage. Oh, does take a turret shot, takes 2 turret shots. What are you doing? Not so McLean, it seems.
I see what you did there, really nice.
Alright, able to control the vision, does it this time, gets to the Sona half health, looking to be in a little bit of trouble. The knockup is there, so all rough damage, flying pig. No chance of the flash to be used by V8. V8 Porky, cheapers, dude. Spicy name. First Infernal on the map already. The Drake, let's see which team goes for the objective. They do have a Warwick who potentially could solo it fairly early. As to whether he will or not is a mystery. Flying Pig able to do some counter jungling in the enemy side of the shop. Takes away the blue buff. The buff is secured. The blue side already starting to build a bit of a lead. Currently, DK gold ahead. The entire stun does not connect, unfortunately. That's going to be Frosty Boy taking a little bit of damage instead. Q does connect. Nothing more though.
I mean, I feel like the Taric should have, because it looks like he tried to use the stun from his own side. Instead, if he actually just had good communication with Israel, he could have moved the stun slightly more to the right, and then rather have the Israel E forward, which he did, but it missed because he used the stun more to the left for himself. So a little bit of a misplay from a Taric. If like a Taric man like myself, I would rather have, if I have an ADC with a dash or a jump like a Tristana, Lucian, Israel, I would rather communicate with them to jump forward, and then you basically get a free stun on because they get closer to the target for you.
The also does connect. Modern got him able to the kill. 30 kills inside of blue. Just saying.
I'm just saying, like, for instance, for myself, when I used to play with Flecky in my team, he used to play Tristana a lot, and we would basically always communicate it that he W's in, and then I get a buff for the stun beforehand, and then when he lands, the stun immediately connects.
Who is Faction playing for the moment, dude?
At the moment, he is reserved for GG Crimson, I believe, but I'm not sure how long that's going to last, or what's going on. I'm not sure.
Why is it clean? I mean, I remember Scarny Grounds there, I just haven't seen him since, dude.
Yeah, unfortunately, I believe he's been playing as reserve for GG
was that a
Crimson.
choice, or was that... I mean, obviously a choice to be in the team, but like, is he busy or something? Is that the reason why he's becoming reserve?
I don't believe so. I think he's open to play most of the time.
Really interesting decision to move up a team to a reserve position, but it is what it is. Teleport using the mode. Red card pulled, a little bit of damage going either way. Galley returning the key. Infernal has been secured from the side of blue. Zones up. We're currently level 5, almost level 6 means the ganks should start coming through the jungle pressure, etc. Just with power farming. Pretty interesting that it is like power farming, not ganking, but is still behind in CS. What do you think that's coming down to? Just inefficient pathing, or?
I mean, it could be. I think also he's been under quite a bit of pressure. I think he's actually, I don't know. Has he been in lanes much? I don't think he has. Was he?
As far as I remember, he's not been in any lanes. Has he?
I don't know. Maybe he just, yeah, probably just inefficient jungle pathing then.
He's getting for the W max, pretty standard. Pink dropped from Pixel Brush, so vision secured. Zinzan are looking to try go for the aggressive stance, walking into red side jungle, potentially catch up Galio. Galio having the hero's entrance available, seeing as he is already level 8. Oh, here comes Warwick's first attempt, ultimate at hand. Be careful as they are playing against the Twisted Fate.
Yep, Jinja is looking to get this ganky on the Galio, but I think it's rather not the best idea to try and dive a Galio. I mean, his taunt can pull you underneath the tower for long enough that your efforts would be problematic, so I would rather not. But just best for them back on that one, which they do.
The clean up, even picking the top side plate. Galio ticking away from the ignite. Unfortunately, will not be able to put the damage required to finish off that kill. But it has associated with a fair amount of dominance, meaning that you might be able to walk up and CS the waves.
There's magic trick failing a bit there. He's saying, oh, and he actually does pick the right card and he gets the kill onto the Galio.
Spicy triple card finishes off but the ignite could not. Nicely played. These are currently 4 for North, 17.9 to 12.9.
Good old Twisted Fate saying, oh,
Warwick
unfortunately failing the ult there. I think he could have gotten that kill if he did land it.
Flash ball with the W, gold card into the key combination. Sonic able to finish off the kill onto Warwick. And Bosch attempt coming through. Even clean at least, be careful. Flash is a way to make sure not to give it Garen the lane back. Currently sitting at ADC, that's a good point for him. Oh, as you can already see the massive difference in the CS department for the bot lane between the Ezreal and Misfortune, Sun showing.
Yeah, definitely.
Obvious
this
double.
early game farmhouse for Israel is of what we've seen like from LCS level play. The other nights I was watching Double Lift and he was on perfect CS, got both his tier items like instantly and scaled so hard into late game. If you farm really well into Israel, even if you don't get any kills or assists, you automatically scale really hard. Just because even if you farm really hard and you use your Q a lot, you'll stack your tier items quicker, you'll get your farm, which will give you gold, which will give you items, and he'll just be a really hard powerhouse to deal with later on.
Otherwise, McLean. No spoilers, dude. No spoilers, but welcome back, dude. McLean looking to do some damage to the top lane. Young Smidge. Currently at half off. The Ignite already showing. Still available at the moment. Should they just ask for a remake in chat, dude? Jungle, they're not feeling, not doing too well apparently. Not too sure. Oops, so no, here a little bit too far. Almost gets stunned for a flash in the way. But the flash is necessary. The E from the Tarek was not going to connect.
Yeah, I mean, this is coming down again to exactly what I said just a few minutes ago. I think this bot lane, if they are going to play something like a Tarek Israel, which, in my opinion, if you're ever going to play Tarek, which is also one of the small problems in solo queue, if you're going to play Tarek, you have to have a little bit of a communication with your teammates.
So now here comes the hero's entrance. Massive Misfortune reposition. Lots of damage with the kill onto Bion Goblin 107. Warwick ultimate does connect. Unfortunately, the Tarek is gonna be there with his own ulti just before, meaning that the Warwick will go down. Galio does get a knockout on the turret. A lot of damage coming through. Ends up finishing off the kill there. Modern Goblin unfortunately not gonna be able to land his own ulti, so that's gonna be the Misfortune just dancing out of turret. Minion wave starting to crash in, looking for the dive. Does connect the listed shot, and the Zilazar there finish the kill. You know, top side, we're clean.
Wind becomes lightning right into the face of Misfortune.
The Marcia. Spin to win. Trying to just walk that one off. Tier 1 turret does fall on the bot side. It's going to be the first turret of the game. 9-0 in favor of Blue. McLean saying that they want to rematch. What is the reason?
I mean, do they just want to rematch as in they want to like scrim you for fun, or they actually want to...
Oh, the dive
like,
with
a
McLean
fair
goes super
rematch?
low. Does die. What are you doing, McLean?
Oh, McLean, why are you not so McLean?
Drake,
We overusing this joke, aren't we?
No, dude, I'm not gonna say that again, dude. Can't reuse the joke like that.
I make it even worse by stealing your thing.
Jungle was said the jungle wasn't sure. Yeah, no, I got you. Not having the best of games, unfortunately, is what it is. Galio now completed his run of ages. Should be something to stack up. But very greedy of an item at this point of the game. I mean, they are in a very good position, so they're assuming that the match will go for long enough for it to become like stacked up. For at least another 10 minutes before it becomes fully charged.
I mean, at this stage, you could have just as well gone Abyssal Mask.
Is it MC Lean or is it McLean? But that is the FF, it seems. 15 minutes surrender. I don't know, dude. So what are your thoughts on surrendering in like competitive scene, dude?
I'm not sure. I mean, you can probably use it to, if you play the game to the end and you go back and you review it. There's more to review and possibly improve on. Whereas if you surrender, you're just basically just giving up, and then there's nothing for you to learn out of that game.
Okay, not fair enough.
I mean, if you want to, maybe if it was a best out of 3 and you want to maybe just to conserve your mental fortitude, because at this stage, like, keeping on with the game like that might be a bit bad for the mental, so maybe then it would be okay. But I mean, for a best out of 1, I guess you can just finish the game.
Apparently they are gonna rematch. It's interesting.
Oh, okay.
It's what is the reason for the remake though? Like surely if a player's not doing well, they can't just remake. That's something. I'm not complaining. I mean, I don't mind casting another match. Just a little bit confused. But Cypher, yeah, that was a surrender that came through. Apparently they are remaking the map.
By the way, I also posted on the LoL SA group
Shots.
for
yeah, a bit of a random, not random, but unannounced stream. So it's gonna be a bit like chilled. Check the damage.
I mean, there's always people like me that always like chills around on Facebook for no apparent reason.
And Cypher, got nothing else to do at work.
On the good news, I tried my stream on my YouTube account just to see how it goes. Didn't actually have any packet drops, and quality options and all that stuff was already set and whatever.
Yeah,
so.
just YouTube things, got the qualities.
Yeah. Might just consider if you're not available in the future, because today I was told that you weren't available because I was on the VS site and McLean asked for someone to cast. And by what he was saying, it sounded like you weren't available.
No, I was just stating that I'll do my best to try to be on. Couldn't give him a guaranteed yes though, because I wasn't sure if I was gonna be available for the cast.
Oh, okay, fair enough. But anyways, in that case, I told them just to give me like 10 minutes, and I'll try and see if I can get something to work.
McLean, can somebody please move down a spectator? We can't jump straight into a full lobby.
Hold on, he can join in a second. Do now, try now. Yeah, I was in the spot that you needed
Holy
to join.
Sinister scuffing it, dude.
What? I still needed to move down. You clicked on the same time I joined.
What's up, Hextech Spartan? Welcome back, Vegeta. How's it going? Currently in the remade game for best of 1. We've got BBB versus JEPPE. Is it still the same rosters, dude?
Seems like it if I quickly look through it. Seems the same.
Right, so we're gonna jump back into Champ Select. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's same pick and bans, or I'm not too sure.
I have no idea. I completely have no idea. Like, yeah, well, we still have the same Volibear ban. That was banned last game. If I can remember correctly, it should be like Volibear, Blitzcrank.
Is it a Blitz ban?
I can't remember the rest. Actually, they'll pop up as if I see them. I'll remember if it was the same or not. Okay, Cled's the same. I think we might just go for the same. Yeah. I had some spicy McDonald's just before I came on just cast as well. So
speaking of which, I need to get some food soon. I actually have not eaten yet, dude. Pretty hungry. Need to find some food in the kitchen or whatnot. With the next band gonna go through with the Galio. So it's not the same bands, dude.
Yeah,
that
definitely.
was played mid lane.
It always feels like you don't eat on stream on purpose. Like you always start stream hungry or thirsty.
I was never hungry or streaming.
Fear the shadows. Fear
Streaming is hungry work, dude. But you can't come through for the band. Hextech Spartan claiming the blinks. It is actually the RP giveaway today, dude. The first, and the cat is mine.
I'm calling it that someone scuffed like Yellow Pete wins it, even though it's totally rigged and he shouldn't be winning it.
I won't put any other Pete's things.
Ah.
Third ban for the first phase will be the Morgana takeaway.
No cure for fools.
Yasuo over the return pan. He expected same picks, dude. I think they're gonna go for a very similar comp. What's left available? Cat just staring at me.
I mean, I feel like if it doesn't matter, even if Boosted Beyond Bronze goes for something a bit different. I mean, I feel like they normally go for more meta stuff, which looks like it's been working out for them. If they swap out the Israel for anything like Draven, Lucian, Sivir, like Sivir especially looks like it's been doing really well in competitive, they should be fine. For example, if they just do small swaps.
Ooh, is that a rumble, dude? I hope he is going Conqueror. Super busted. What you're saying?
I'm just saying, like, it seems like they pick out pretty good team comp, so it should be fine.
Although McLean is apologizing for the FFT. Is it a best of 3? I'm kind of confused as to why the match is remade, but I don't mind. It's no sweat off my back. Just trying to understand. Flying a pig. Hovering the echo, look at potentially lock it out. Tristana as well, already locked in. He's decent AD carry at the moment. Does take a little bit of time to scale up. Malphite, we have not had a Malphite yet. From Dover Geno Troll, as far as I know. Are you expecting another Ezreal, dude?
I really think if Israel's not banned and not picked away, I think definitely you should just go for Israel again. Like I've said many times in the previous game, Israel is really strong, and it seems like he played it really well.
Otherwise, we have the triple AP lock-in coming through for the blue side at the current moment. I believe they are BBB. J versus JEPPE. Zyra. Have had a couple of potent Zyras coming through. No, it's not. It's supposed to be best of 1, but they said that they asked to remake as they got 2 subs in. That's interesting. Is this high school esports league? It is actually Hextech, dude. These are both high school teams for the local scene. Not their main teams, specifically. Gotcha.
I should sound slightly better now. I did reposition my mic and I did put my pop filter on.
Okay. No popcorn for you, dude, as the filter has been enabled. That's nice. Bad face. The Ezreal will be taken away, so we will not be seeing the Ezreal this game, apparently. Hextech, that's why we're streaming at this current time, dude, because the high school esports league is all over the place with regards to times, so it makes it a little bit dynamic.
Otherwise,
What?
McLean, are you guys at school at the moment, or are you guys home yet?
Are you guys, like, I had a rumor that you guys actually, some of the schools go to some of the other schools for events, for games and stuff. Is that a true thing? Well, it's certainly going to be the next ban. 2 bans left, 1 to either side. The Zins are taken away.
Warrior spirit is never
Warwick's still available. Not too sure if they need to ban it, aren't they?
I really like
No.
this Rams way more than the Warwick. I really think this is a much better pick. Rammus is really good at the moment, plus really hard to kill. Definitely favored better over the Warwick from my side.
Never heard of that since McLean. Maybe it's some of the other schools, not too sure, but the Zoe's going to be the last ban coming through. I'm guessing JEPPE is JEPPE Boys High School, says Hextech. I'm not too sure, to be honest, dude. I only know as much as the teams put in their titles. Otherwise, we got the Pike lock in, dude. That's pretty spicy. Pike very much a hit or miss champion with that bone skewer.
You should know all
Was-
about that, don't you, Sheepii?
Was the death from below.
You know that hit or miss part.
Dude, guess I'm never gonna miss, couple. The Renekton, dude. Spicy, fluffy 10 AP honor, Kappa. We got the Brilliant Hover. That how's on, dude?
It just might be actually. Looks like McLean really likes his carry top laners. And from what I've seen from the previous game, if the jungler is going to give that top lane pressure again, we should probably see something similar to the previous game. If they have picked the top lane already, which is Rumble, so I'm not sure how well Aurelia goes into Rumble. I think if she does quick trades and maybe dashes out, if he does start his flamethrower, then she should win trades. Otherwise, it all depends on how she will play into him, I guess.
Otherwise, we do have the Vayne lock in. It seems like they're scaling Eddie carries, opting to go for the teleport instead of the ignite this game, the top lane at least. Zed locked in as well, looking like pretty potent comp. I mean, they got a lot of damage, a lot of kill pressure, but not so much tanky. I think the only tank that they have is the Rammus, although versus the Swain Echo, although you don't really count Echo as a tank per se, but it is pretty like with the ulti you can become fairly like damage absorbing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I mean, Rammus is normally a better champion into a very AD heavy team, and in this case, Boosted Beyond Bronze is actually a very AP heavy team. They have 3 AP champions, where Irelia Vayne is the only AD champs, and also with the added fact that Vayne does pretty much ignore tank, so even a Rammus that is as tanky as he is, I think a Vayne should still be fine into a Rammus in my opinion, so it shouldn't actually be a bit of a problem. I think in this case, unfortunately, Rammus is not the best into this team, although I still think it's better than Warwick.
Okay, I mean, I agree with you on that one. I mean, it depends. I mean, I guess we could, like, switch out the Rammus. Potentially would have been better on blue side of this game versus the Pyke as well as the Zed and Tristana.
Oh yes, it would have been really great. I think Rammus is a bit underappreciated at the moment. Just like Amumu is one of those junglers that I feel is not picked a lot, but I think they're really, really strong and can make really big game impacting plays. While at the same time so unkillable, but does actually a really good amount of damage.
Yeah, no, fair enough. He is very situational though. Like, not too sure how well he's gonna do this game. No real like armor required other than the Aurelia and Vayne, but Vayne does like percentage health damage anyway, so it's gonna be a bit of a tricky one. It's gonna come down to how he can play it in the laning phase or the early game rather, as to whether he can snowball his team or not. They do have a Zed, which has a lot of kill pressure, especially onto something like the Swain, I believe. This most likely will be Swain mid this game. He's gonna hit that level 6 first, but 3 minutes expectedly should be done soon. Daystream, what's up, Owen? Welcome back, my dude. Yeah, it's the High School Esports League, my dude. Welcome back. Myself and Sinister on the cast. Sinister, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself, dude?
I am SinisterSmiley, or as you maybe know me from LOL SA Facebook page admin Viat Mare. I like to cast with Sheepii sometimes. Unfortunately, I don't really cast on my own because internet is expensive and I have to pay for capped, which will actually chow a lot of my money if I do try to cast. But maybe if these high school games are best out of one, so I might cast 1 or 2 in the future. But other than that, yeah, you can add me on League if you really want to. SinisterSmiley there as well. Gold Scrub, Silver Gold Scrub.
Otherwise, 1 minute left of the Spectator Lane, guys. The team comps have been divulged. We've got the Justana and Pyke in the bot lane versus the Vayne and Volkars. The Red at the top side versus the Rumble. But it's going to be Swain and Zed. And in the jungle will be the Echo from Flying Pig and the Rammus from Frosty Boy. Glad to see that they have actually opted to go for that smite, no more like heal on the Rammus jungler. But look at the 2 team comps, Sinister, dude. Thoughts as to who won the game purely off of pick and bans?
I'm gonna have to give this one again to Boosted Beyond Bronze. I think it's a really good comp into the enemy team, and I mean, I think it's gonna come down to if the Zed, because the Zed is, to me, even when I saw it in scouting grounds when JDN picked it up, I feel that it's, if you don't win lane, the champ is not going to be useful in any case, because this is a competitive game. So one of Zed's strong points in solo queue is to roam to other lanes and try and get ahead there. But this is a competitive game, everyone's on comms. If you don't win your lane, you won't be able to just easily just go to a lane and just win it or get like a double kill on bot, because people communicate, they say Zed's missing, they back off, you know. They don't make it that easy for Zed to just go and do what he wants. So this is going to come a lot down to, in my opinion, if Zed can actually just win this Valko straight up in lane and then take this lead into a late game scale.
Okay, no, fair enough. Otherwise, looking at the mastery points, dude. Decent amount of like games with the Swain as well as the Zed. Poor, you not looking too bad either.
I mean, Zed is one of those champions that a lot of people only play if they're like one-tricked or they're really good at the champion, so not too surprised to see there's a lot of mastery points on the Zed. If I would have been very worried to see that Zed has very low amount of mastery points, so not too surprised there.
It's actually pretty obnoxious trying to look at the mastery points to work out how many numbers there are, dude. Just to like you actually see which ones who are the most. Like for example, Echo versus Swain. I think like Swain or like Echo actually has more than Swain, if I'm not mistaken. 6.
Yeah, they should maybe
6.
have some spaces. I've also realized it's like hard to read
break it
almost.
up or something, dude. It's pretty obnoxious.
I mean, I don't want to be Zoom or anything, but like numbers are hard.
Vanity. But Project Vane looking pretty good. He's got the border and everything.
Overall, it seems like Mastery Point leads definitely goes into Boosted Beyond Bronze there.
We do have the Conqueror Rumble coming through. I'm glad to see. Pretty pushed at the moment. Ultimate especially does a lot of work. Hextech saying that he means silver scrub at the moment. Couple. But,
Oh yeah, I'm silver, but I'm climbing fast. I won some rank games yesterday. I'm almost on my promos for silver 1 now, so climbing fast if I get the time and not at work. So I'll get to gold fairly quickly.
Always team comps or teams released from the gates at this point. I must say that I believe looking pretty cool for their skins, dude. Is the Swain there?
Interesting fact, according to ACGL, I'm #1 in Durban, apparently.
We got some questions coming through in the in-game chat. I'll see what other games they play. We got an Apex player, dude. It's probably complaining about the Sona ban. So the damage, first damage going over to the Volcans plus gold, I guess. But guys, if you do play Apex and I don't have you already, feel free to drop your origin in the chat or your origin in game name with that invite. Otherwise, you can invite me as well. Sheepii01. So
are we going to sync up our times, yeah, buddy?
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, 5. Yeah, I think I actually set out at the same time. The 1 minute, 10, 11, 12.
13,
okay.
14.
Yeah, okay, perfect.
Well, Hextech said he went from silver 3 to silver 241 LP yesterday. Nice, dude. Good job, good job. A lot of pace coming down. I think it is worth.
And I mean, the truth about this year is everyone will have to put a bit more effort into ranked if you want to have your leg by leg rank set. This is not like this me that goes every year and plays like 24 hours straight just to get to gold. Gonna have to start early this year.
Getting pretty low in that first attempt at the count. This is a bit of an interesting one. Felt like he shouldn't have taken that much damage. Did up not to smite, which is the optimal way. Don't smite the first count. Bit of a trade on the top side. Seems like a bit even. McLean coming out just ahead in that one.
He did actually go for the Conqueror Rumble, as you said, so playing that really well.
Damage aside to the missile is going to be the Swain starting to pull ahead. Snare is actually going to connect and clean up the reset of the mini wave straight after. You know that you can actually cast the secondary stun, or like you can recast the your E ability as Aurelia during Zhonya's state.
Oh wow, the more you know. Thanks for that one, Sheepii.
Oh, looking for the burst key, does not connect unfortunately via Porky. Zoning Q from Volcans as well. Pushing right at the moment is Hextech, waiting for all the boosters to get out. Okay.
Me myself, I see there's a lot of like split on what people enjoy on Vayne. Me myself, I'm a big Halo Vayne champion fan.
Yep.
So, I mean, Vayne doesn't always do so well early game in lane, and it feels like if you like to play a little bit more aggressive, Hail of Blades on Vayne works really well. If you have like especially a playmaking support, it's a blitzcrank hook someone, you can easily get like triple basics on someone immediately for very like really good kill pressure in bot lane.
Okay.
But I mean,
it's
all depends on preference. All of them are viable.
Does get the stun, no pullback though. It's interesting how Swain's enough to pull Zed in. The passive. A lot of you suggested for laning first, potentially missed that. But like you were saying, that we hear the Blaze, we hear the Vayne.
Yeah, I mean, you can legitimately go press the attack, Hail of Blades. I think some people goes, what's it called again? Lethal Tempo. But Lethal Tempo, not really good early game. Like, if you're really passive Vayne player early, you can take Lethal Tempo because it will only be good late game. It feels like when you trade with Vayne, it will almost be too late by the time Lethal Tempo is kicked in because it takes a few seconds to activate almost. So,
Okay.
my opinion normally is press the attack, Fleet Footwork, or Hail of Vayne.
Fair enough in that order, but getting to the top side, that looks like the snare will be there. Frosty Boy with a clean sleep boy. Flash is available. That reduction give it to does burn the flash. Able to walk that one off. Nicely done.
And this is
Whereas-
really good pressure from JEPPE. I mean, this is what I talked about last game, and now they're doing it in reverse. I said that McLean is one of those champions that needs a bit of lane help to get going, and if they do get going, they'll provide a good amount of help later on. And in this case, they actually helped young Smidge on the Rumble getting that game going.
It was really Johnny in chat. Since like quite a few years ago, these schools they're actually local schools. This is a high school esports league. It's the second year running actually. So these are both high school teams, best of one. Although we did have like a remake, so it's technically best of two teams. Taking a gang attempt to the top side, although it'll be for blue team this time. Means they'll get the flash of a young Smidge pretty easily. Change the icons at the bottom? Wait, what? What's wrong with the icons? Hang on. Did I get something wrong?
Zed is on top lane.
Whoopsie, dude. My bad. Apologies. Thanks for pointing that out, dude. Top jungle mid 80k support. Yeah, it was just the top lane and I messed up with the mid laner. My bad. I just scuffed it, dude. It's for the lack of food, dude. Whatever. But Flying Pig being very aggressive, trying to catch out the enemy jungler. Does find the Zed as well, though. Biting with one that needs to check out the Chew. Flash the way the ignite is ticking. Last ignite tick. Gonna be enough. First blood getting over the Zed. Questionable decision. A little bit aggressive. What's up? What's up, Lily? Long time no see, dude. Welcome back. How's it going? Reese is Volgas. Why is McLean once again? Oh, does land a snare. Young Smidge does pop the ultimate. Goes down McLean with the instant 1v1. Nicely played.
I mean, McLean didn't even really come back to lane with any like really hard kill pressure items.
Oh, Zed dropping the X marks the spot. Return ultimate for Sonic Prowler. Sonic Prowler flashes there. Pulls back to the shadow. Why did you flash, son, dude? Why did you not just pull back? Dude. Okay. Just kill getting on this way. Questionable execution coming through from Zed, dude. Could have pulled back to the shadow, then flashed away. So flashes, then pulls back to the shadow. Bit of a missed point. So it's McLean gonna be caught off, looking for the 1v2. But, able to dash back to his minion wave, trying to walk this one off. Flows applied. Not ready to get from McLean. Taunt is there. Does go down. Frosty Boy able to pick up the kill.
Well, this game looking much more even-sided over to the last game that was like pretty one-sided.
Otherwise, ONCC, are these teams underwritten by their schools? Are they given the regards that physical sports teams are? I'm not too sure, to be honest. You could potentially ask in the post-game once they're finished. A good question. Had a lot of work, so I couldn't come here after this. Blooming, no stress, dude. I understand. How's that going, dude? Are you almost finished the work, or is it just taking a bit of a break? Reddit says should do. I got my my honors blazer with the esports color, so I think it should be the same for their schools. Is Reddit, and that was like 10 years ago. Zed juked himself, so thanks to dude. Sinister, I don't know. When you were at school, dude, was gaming a thing in terms of like colors and stuff?
I remember I looked at MSSA. I think that's the only thing at my time that was a thing. I mean, I feel
didn't know what
my
MSSA
school
is.
alone wasn't like computers were barely a thing. So yeah, my school wasn't the richest school ever. Unfortunately, we didn't really have that kind of thing, especially internet or computers. We had like a really bad like computer lab with like a 4 meg line and like Pentiums.
Okay, but it looks like the Volkos will be caught off. He does flash away, unfortunately. Not able to prevent the Deviant. Porky able to walk away. Just, dude, what are you doing? The buckshot is there from the stunner, pushing the modern goblin with a flash burn as well. Anti-game on the chase. Popcorn available. Whole squad is chasing him down. Where will you go, dude? Well, Burns here not gonna reach, unfortunately. Does take 2 tire shots. Does survive it just. Flying Pig on the chase. Does not unfortunately get a snare. Frosty Boy walking off. Looks like Vin able to actually get out from amongst the wolves, dude. 4 versus 1, just walks it off. No worries, dude. Tristana with the 10 out of 10 saves is really holy banter.
Yeah, Tristana being a great MVP there for Boosted Beyond Bronze. I mean, Zed is 2 for 1 at the moment. It does seem like he is doing a great job getting onto easy targets into elite. He pretty much instantly killed the Valkos in that previous fight. If he can maybe do that the same to Vayne, I think they should be very set to the game. I do think his priority should be on the Vayne.
Snares there, does get the chrono shift off. Pike goes down, Frosty able to flash the wall. No reactivate coming through for the swing. Dude, that skin's so sick in the ulti form. Dude, this game is a lot closer than the previous one, I must say. Also, it's very much a one-sided match in favor of blue side. This game, even at this point, ultimate is dropped, but clean because the side as well. The Rumble equalizer, but not in time, as he does die just before, unfortunately. Not quite seeing the potency of the choice of Keystone by Rumble yet. Pretty strong at the moment after the changes.
Yeah, and I think this Aurelia is going to really start walking away with this lane. If you look at CS lead, Aurelia 73 CS up against the 48 on Rumble side. So additional with the 2 kills she has, I think she's going to come back to lane now. A pretty fit goal.
Wait, just under has 13 CS, dude.
Not sure what happened there. That's almost 1 CS per minute. I'm not sure what happened there for her.
I mean, Tristana does struggle CS on the turret, but
didn't see it. Maybe.
That's a little bit of a yikes. I'm not gonna lie. A little pressure being set from the Valkyries, I guess, as well as the passive from Tristana's auto attacks. Not easiest of CSing. Zed does pop the ulti. Modern Goblin here as well. Snares allowing for Cynic. Is it Cynic or Cynic, dude? Cynic probably. Finishing the kill.
Who will it go? I think it's Cynic.
Cynic Prowler. Weird Porky does get spotted out. Tries to dodge out. It's not gonna happen though, as they are on the chase. That's the disintegration ray. Finishing the kill. First kill. Going over to the support Falcons.
See, in this case, in this 1v1 right here, if she had Hail of Blade, she would have like instantly won that.
Heal is used. Just done a jump for the jump away. Trying to disengage. Bit of a trade in the mid jungle department. Frosty Boy.
But yeah, I just realized that Valko's had 2 pots. He used one just now, and he also has 4 cookies. If he's gonna play that passive in lane and not really use his cookies for like even for mana, I mean at this stage his mana is fairly low, so he can just as well use it as a mana pot. But if he's not gonna use it, I would rather opt to change that out for a different rune, like maybe Time Warp Tonic or like I don't know what his other secondaries was, but. And they're gonna pick that up.
Weird Porky trying to force something a little bit too hard. Does go down, unfortunately. Bit of a questionable execution or choice of execution. The clean does apply the stun. Gets the key reset. Young Smish taking a very unfavorable trade. While his Mountain Drake has been secured by blue side.
I think at this point in time for Jep, I think they should put all their money into the Z pot and just try and get him more ahead. So he can late game maybe look at getting some priority target deletes, and then they can try and work off that. I think that's probably the best win condition at this stage in the game.
Okay. But also we do see a bit of a bounty lead in favor of the Vayne in the stage, seeing as he's got a massive CS lead. Oops, Cynic or Cynic Robert popping the ultimate. ZX marks the spot. Oh, death from below. Not going to connect, unfortunately. There will be no shared gold. The 1-for-1 trade is there, but looks like Echo here to finish up the job and double kill go over the blue side. Baggins, I'm not too sure. It's 20-25 CS at the moment, too. Just on not having the hardest of games. What's up, Miggy? Baggins, welcome back, guys.
What's up, Moogle Veloxa?
Gosh, special character.
I'm sorry, that's just the meme by now. I love it.
Earthchild has been secured, going over to the Aurelia.
Valko's trailing his own teammate.
Yeah, one turret bot lane plays that full and we post 14 minutes. Should be that the game's gonna start to open up a little bit quicker. Sup, says Mickey. Sup, dude. If you guys just joining us now, it's currently game 2 of the best of 1. Yes, you heard that correctly. But between Jeff, I thought there, equalizer has been dropped. The clean look at the chest, that's gonna finish and kill. Here comes the Rumble. Needs to be careful. Currently, really half ult should be able to potentially jump through the minion wave for this one. Gets the first reset, but the other minion does die. Super low. Frosty Boy able to finish off the kill.
Yeah, unfortunately, as a AD champion, even though like Rumble doesn't have any armor at the moment, really, it's still a really hard. Whenever you're AD champ, it's like really hard to kill Rumble, and honestly, it's just the way he is.
Just the way he is. Oh, Echo finding, forcing a flash out of the jungle Frosty Boy. Rammus, okay. Burns Q not gonna unfortunately connect. No, oh, Valko's Q does actually connect to the V8 Porky.
Gonna get some vein spotting here in this game.
I mean, in comparison, dude, he's got like 4 times the CS, dude.
I know, but like, if he got
times.
like a third basic attack on that, it would have been better than condemning him away for no reason.
Really good play. I think that's gonna be the Echo going down.
Here for stealing the lane, considering there's not really any priority or rotations coming in from his side, so taking a bit of a risky invade there.
Oh, V8 Porky does get pinned. A little overextend. Trying doesn't get just flash. Not able to get the stand. Fortunately, the final hour popped, but just unable to just jump away. Death into disintegration ray. Disintegration ray. Rather. Not gonna unfortunately do the damage. Does get the slow though. Key applied. That's gonna be Modern Goblin able to pick the kill onto the AD carry. Question from me says, what elo are we playing in? This is majority of the teams are bronze, but we've got one platinum player, Modern Goblin, the AD carry being disintegration. The equalizer applied, but the use of Shelly, the top side, will allow for the tower to go down with clean. Looking to go for the big boy play, gets yet another kill on the top side. It seems like it really just snowballing out of control at this stage. Sinister,
What's up, my dude?
have you seen a red side come back? Do you feel like this is a one-way
I've
track
voiced
for him?
my opinion, which may be a win condition, but I don't think they could really come back from this. If they don't get
Okay.
some really good priority targets in this game, never mind. I think the win condition was just ended there. So they should probably just look at getting pushing towers down in this game and looking to end it maybe, because I think this game should be I mean, the gold isn't far ahead. Maybe. I don't think so though.
With that Darth dropping the first command, dude, nobody else has apparently. Welcome back, dude. A lot of the regulars pulling through. Bit of an early unannounced stream, guys. It's High School Esports League. Games that tend to be quite all over the place. We have another match at 5 o'clock actually, guys, so if you are keen for that one. Which is in an hour and a half for those of you guys who are not from local scene, from local time. McLeod with the mastery time, trying to catch out V8 Porky. Snares there, Frosty Boy. Getting stacked by Stenic.
Yeah, McLean seems like he's a very well-mannered boy. He always, whenever he talks in VS, he always sirs and madams a person.
Yeah, dude, I remember being in there. That's good. McLean, speaking of which, looking for the big boy play. Young Smidge, super low. The ignite is ticking. It's stuck in the flash from Cynic. I'm not remember if the Cynic was Cynic. Prowler, I'm just gonna call him Prowler. Final hour is in the chase. Modern Goblin providing the heal. The returned heal coming through. Chase is still on. Vayne taking a lot of damage. Modern Goblin able to finish the kill, but Porky will be going down as well. Flying Pig taking out the kill for himself. 20-6. Blue side looking very strong at this point. Frosty Boy going down. Probably able to pick the kill. Currently sitting at 8 for 1. The swing train is here, dude. All aboard the pain.
Some memes coming through in the in-game chat to report V8 Porky.
Oh, big fight between the question with integration raise on the turret as well. Does take 2 turret shots for Zed finally. Able to pull back to the shadow. Does take a key to the face though. Passive activated. Now for one of both support and the top winner.
A lot of shotgun gold on Boosted Beyond Bronze at the moment. I mean, at this stage, Baron is going to... Oh, he's going to go in looking for this 1v2 here against the Rumble and the support.
Yeah, they use his dash and snare. Young Smidge here from back there. Trying to disengage, but that's the flying pig able to pick up the kill after the flash is used. McLean's still on the hunt. Very nice trap coming through. Echo getting stunned. So we Ramus as well as Pike dead. 3 members are now finished from both sides. Make that 4. Triple kill for the Echo. Most of us is Darth Pepper has detail already. There's gonna be another match at 5 o'clock, dude. More than welcome to join us for that. Although thanks again aside for that resub earlier, dude. The Prime. It's gonna be really sick tonight for gold Sheepii.
Well, the safe play here would probably just be to get Baron and then look to do a finishing push. But if they do get a pick here, they might look to push for the end, but they're just going to look to back off on this.
Oh, clean the flash there. Frosty Boy getting this there, probably from the ultimate. X marks the spot. We've got the disintegration ray off the backline to use much damage. The counter to the first one down. Zed, what a golden able to pick the kill. The equalizer slowing it down. 3 members of blue side. The 8 Porky just instantly deleted. Same with the Eddie carry. Where did you go? McLean was able to finish with that kill. That's going to be the second one from the Aurelia. The last member alive will be the Rumble. Do the best he can. Try to keep the Dream alive, but the Nexus Tires are under siege. Last few taunts coming through, and that most likely will be the game. Minion wave thinning out though. Rumble able to finish the kill onto the Aurelia. Goes down, flying pig taking a turret shot.
Yeah, he got to report McLean now for feeding, obviously.
Nexus exposed. Oh, we got Pike back alive. Does have the death from below available. Does get taunted. Goes for the instant ultimate. The Echo will be able to cancel it out with the Chrono Shift. Modern Goblin popping the final hour. Looking to try and go for the big boy plays. Gets the first kill on his Zed. Double kill for Swain. Last minute alive. Young Smidge. Steps back into the auto attack. And we knock up Robert. Sorry, not last minute. Let's see. Frosty Boy just doing Ramus things running around. But what? I didn't feed his McLean. He just entered at the end though. We saw that.
Yeah, we saw you.
Tower range, ridiculous. So that is the game done and dusted, dude. Both matches going quite heavily in favor of blue side. Sinister. Thoughts for MVP and stuff, dude?
MVP, I think the first game, the jungler did a really good job at putting pressure where it was really needed. This game, it felt like everyone was just playing their own game in the lane and the jungler was just farming jungle, so I'm not actually sure, but it did seem like the mid laner was doing really well. So maybe Cynic Prowler, it seemed like he also had some good rotations to the dragon side to going like bot and helping with some fights, so either him or maybe the ADC. What do you think?
Okay, so let me just check the damage graphs quickly. Are we gonna include the first match or like the first remake? Do we include that in the MVP, dude?
I don't know. I mean, you can look at the performance either way. I mean, like I said, the jungler made a really good difference. I said in the champ select, the jungler needs to make
Are you
some
even
impact on the
wearing
bot lane, trying to get
pants?
the Dax fed. He did exactly that, so I think the jungler did really well the first game. Second game, like I said, I think everyone was doing more of a lane fight, so everyone did fairly well respectively. I think the Vayne did like a few weird debatable things. She did like a few weird condemns.
I feel like it was the. I don't feel like necessarily the Vayne that was.
That's gonna be some Vayne spotting, so I'm not gonna give it to the Vayne. I think, in my opinion, maybe so. Probably mid laner or jungler, maybe.
Yeah, I think the Vayne slash like just on a CS thing, it was just coming down to difference in elo, not so much like Vayne playing particularly well. Not that he played badly by any means.
No, definitely. No, Vayne didn't play bad, but there's still some room for improvement, especially with, I think, the communication between Vayne and her support. I think that can improve a lot as well.
Fair enough, fair enough. Otherwise, thanks for the follow, Dover. I believe you are the mid laner, if I'm not mistaken. The Velkos. Welcome to the channel, my dude. If you guys are new, my name is Sheepii, live being the streamer slash caster. Currently streaming the High School Esports League, but that is finished for now. Just looking at the MVP, a lot of damage coming through from the Aurelia as well as the Swain.
And I mean, McLean also had some really good 1v1 plays in the top lane, even 1v2s, so maybe even McLean can take the MVP also for that game, I could say.
Yeah, McLean did a very good job with the solos and such, but Honestly, I don't feel like there was anyone in particular that stood out. It was very nice that you played by the whole blue side. But MVP, dude, do you want to make the call?
Man, I wish I had the score in front of me for last game.
I've got it up
want
on my
to-
side.
I think McLean did also a really good job in the first ones. I don't know if I just go for solid gameplay on both. Maybe just McLean. I don't know.
Okay, McLean it is then, dude. You can take the MVP for the match. Congrats. Otherwise, GG will play to everybody that did take part. Guys, we are going to call it there for now. We'll be back at 5 o'clock, which is an hour and a half. If you'd like to come and join us, you're more than welcome to for another high school esports league match. Otherwise, we do stream a league pretty much 7 nights a week from around 9 p.m. at GMT +2 onwards. If not earlier, depending if there are any matches or not.
Oh, I see your bits leader also reset. Let's quickly fix that.
Apparently this match at 6 o'clock as well. If that is not the match that's starting at 5 o'clock, we should be able to catch that 100%. But we'll definitely look into that. So that's a shot for the 100 bits, dude. Much appreciated.
Have to get that leaderboard up and going.
This play
The
support
leaderboard
makes me
reset
depressed
for the
as
month.
Dover.
And
Okay,
I was
sorry,
like
you were
first
supposed to
because
call up
people
another
actually
one,
donated
right?
last month, so I'm just gonna take
Yeah.
that free first spot. Try and debunk me.
No, fair enough. Otherwise, play support makes me depressed as Dover. Do you not normally play support, my dude? Or what is the main role? Are you just playing competitive support? Thanks for casting the game, since McLean. No worries. If you guys do play VS Gaming or scrims in general, I'm always looking for more matches to cast and such. Just let me know when you are playing and stuff like that, guys.
I mean, very odd. Quickly looking at his profile, it seems like he is a Thresh player. He has 216,000 mastery points on Thresh, as most play champ. Thresh was open that game, and Thresh is really, really good at the moment. So, Dover King, next time I want to see your Thresh, please. So pick that up and show us what you can do on that Thresh.
Request coming through. That's fair enough. Well, those guys will be back for the 5 o'clock, potentially 6 o'clock matches as well. But I like playing random champ supports to shake it up, but says Dover King, dude. Says he likes to keep it sporadic, dude. Just random picks, what he's feeling at the moment, dude. We have a match tomorrow at 7 against Paul Russ. Tomorrow is Saturday, I believe. So, unless there is a VS Gaming match, which there most likely won't be, as we think we're between the legs, then tomorrow should be fine as well for casting, dude.
I think for me as well, I'm working tomorrow, but I think I come off work at 6, so I should be ready to cast the game at 7.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. But you guys will see you back a little bit later for the 5 o'clock, potentially 6 o'clock match.